So I'm here with STUDIOMOLD. I'm going to interview them about their work. So, what made you become designers in the first place?
You go first.
Basically, my dad was a design teacher at Cambridge College, and from a very young age I've always been brought up in the workshop, building and making things, and it was just a natural progression from that. And it's sort of, I just can't imagine doing anything else really.
So it's sort of in the blood,
yeah,
in the family. How about you?
I was more about art, honestly, but then didn't want to go to the art school just because I thought it was more difficult to find a proper job in a way. So I found out about industrial and product design, and I thought it was a good combination of art and business in a way. So I went for it, and then I liked. So I think just different type of choice.
So you've come from quite different sort of, you know, you started with sort of design background, and you started with a drawing background and an art background, and came to it. And where did you both study design?
Me at Plymouth University, but the art college is in Exeter.
Right.
So, and that's where I met Vanessa.
Yeah, I studied in Rome.
Okay.
And then I had like a university exchange
with my college.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went. So you studied in Rome, and then you went to Exeter for 3 months.
Yes, and
which
then
is where you went.
It was really interesting to see the difference of type of school in a way, because in Italy it's quite more, how would you say?
Theoretical.
Yeah, theoretical, yeah, thank you. And instead in his university was really practical, so the workshop had any type of materials, we could experiment with leather, resin, and so it was really nice for me, interesting the diversity of material. What course was your
yours?
Mine was product design, but then I went to his university to prepare my thesis that was regarding wearable computers. So I was sewing some pieces of like a sort of fashion clothing with computer inside. So it was big interest, different.
And you just did normal like foundation studies and then went to Exeter University to do product design.
Yes.
So but you didn't swap.
Didn't swap with her at college, no. But I did go to Milan for an exchange the year before she came, but obviously.
And you did car design in Milan.
Car design for 3 months.
For 2 months. So different.
So I have to ask, what are the pros and cons of designing as a couple?
Okay. I think there are loads of positive points, because obviously being a female and male, we bring different knowledge and different things to the project, isn't it? Yeah. So I may be more on the aesthetic side and color and what could look right, and Brendan more technical side, so I think it's really, really good combination. I don't see any bad point, I don't know. What do you think?
No, it's okay. It's just the I suppose in the after spending all day together sometimes.
Yeah, there is a bad point. Yeah, there is no ending point. So we talk about project all the time. Sometimes at midnight I'm relaxing, watching TV, and Brendan thinks, "Oh, what do you think about this project?" So that is okay, but.
And I noticed that you're going to have a studio there. And you're going to have your studio, or one of you is going to have a studio out there.
Yeah.
And
I think Brendan will be down there, yeah? Yeah. And I'm upstairs, so we are separated.
Toss the coin then.
And then this will be a table of meeting that we try to have a meeting. Try to have a meeting at least once a week, or a bit more often. Like twice a week. Yeah, just to see what we are doing, what we want to achieve, and then what he's working on and what I'm working on. We try to divide project, but then we got this common moment where he gives input and I give input to his project.
So you do work on separate projects and then give each other input?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It depends, what the project needs. Some of them, if they're more sort of, I suppose, technically based rather than styling, then I'll be making sure that all the details work or whatever, and then if you're doing something like household accessories, then you might just show me them, but I'm not going to say no, that won't work because there's no way of moving things on it.
When it's more on the shape, based on shape and look.
So so while we're on the subject, talk me through your design process. How do you sort of, how do you go about it?
I normally do a research, obviously, and then there is a part of sketching, so ideas, and then there is the part where we chat about when there is the sketch, and then we can see how can be developed. And then we decide for, I think, 1 or 2 types, and then we go in the technical and more detailed part of the project. So more or less is that research and sketches, and then.
It depends on what, because some of our work is consultancy, obviously. So we're asked, can you do this for us? And then we say, well, this is what the process that we suggest, and we just go through the process
with the client.
But for our own projects, which may involve more sort of working from our ideas and sketches and then turning them into something and maybe presenting them to people who manufacturers or even deciding to make them ourselves, then
it's more experimental, isn't it? Trying.
Yeah, and that's more playing with
shapes and materials. So there isn't really a method. We've got more the method for the customer.
Like, do thousands. It's more about filtering the good ideas through. So you may fill up several sketchbooks over, a few weeks, and then out of those 1,000 ideas, pick a few that are good and take those forward.
And take those forward, so it's filter works. And what would generally inspires you?
Anything, from magazines to just a walk or anything. My personal. And then
I would say different inspiration comes from. It's more about, I think, looking at things
in a
different way rather than what the thing is. Because you could be looking at something totally normal that you've seen many times, but one day you look at it and go, oh, actually, there's something nice about that.
And you said you came from a drawing background. Do you still use your drawing in your design process, or is it you still just draw for pleasure, really?
I would like to draw more for pleasure, but it's mainly for design.
Yeah, you still do draw?
Yes, try to sketch. For this I like more the project when they are less technical, because I'm more shape-based, so I can sketch easily and freely. When it's technical, it's more like on the computer, so 3D CAD, and becomes a different type of drawing. But we do also that, obviously.
Yeah, sure. And so what was the first thing that you designed together?
I think what was it?
It was the
collection from Milan.
It was about 11 pieces.
11 pieces of furniture called Sustainability with a Smile. They were all a bit recycling based. And they were
basically we booked. It was 2003.
Yes.
We booked to do the Milan Furniture Fair.
Wow.
And then in the month before that, we made 11 pieces of furniture and hired a van and drove
all the way to Milan with all the furniture on the way.
Wow. So how was it? Was it fun?
It was really, really nice. It was really nice. And so that was the first time we had the chance to do something together. And then we thought, we see how it goes. And then after the show we had loads of press and loads of people interested, and we sold a few pieces, so we thought, I think maybe we have to carry on as a studio, because that was just a trial, and it was interesting. And our business card was a squashed toilet roll, you know, the brown part in the middle of the toilet roll. That was squashed, and then we stamped our names, and everybody liked it. Inside you could have put other things. And
so you're saving up toilet rolls for a long time?
The friends were coming with bags of toilet rolls. And then we squashed them and stamped.
And everything was sort of recycled.
That must be really mental.
Yes. That was good, was a stack of them, or like...
That's really...
Yeah, that was interesting.
That's so good. So, how would you define a good design?
I don't know, to me it's something that makes me mentally smile. So when you see something you think, oh, that's clever and nice, so it just makes you happy and you think, that's good. So that is a good design, but obviously it's my opinion. I don't know, maybe what makes you smile doesn't make you smile.
That's the thing, yeah.
What would you say?
I At the moment, it's my philosophy is that if I try to create things that I would like to have in my house, but that's always sort of changing, I suppose. It's difficult. You know, I'm trying to find always trying to find the criteria of what makes good design, but it's always changing.
I think it's evolving.
So since you've had this house, your philosophy has changed?
Yes, yes,
yeah.
A lot, yeah, I think. Because we've considered, you know, every piece in every corner. So when we choose a light or a chair, we realised that a lot of our crazy stuff I wouldn't actually put in my own house. So that sort of changed the way that
one design the next piece, because I think before it was more for not shop people, but more something really quirky, and then at the end of the day we realized that we don't really want to buy or live with pieces really quirky, so just think to add something clever but still nice and then sellable.
So it's a sort of a happy balance between,
I think so,
beautiful, practical
and a bit of
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a
Would you like some more?
Love some. Okay. And I suppose if you were not a designer, what would you be?
An artist.
An artist,
yeah,
definitely.
I think so.
An artist.
Hairdresser.
No, yeah, also a crazy one.
How about yourself?
Maybe a
builder.
A builder.
After this project. Fantastic. And which design of yours are you the most proud of?
That's difficult.
So far. Oh, you have to answer yours or no? Oh, ours are together.
Ours, whenever you want.
I don't know. I think maybe the Lotus Lamp for me at the moment, but I hope I do something else soon.
Yeah, I've got lots of ideas
New idea.
that I have in the pipeline, and they're the best ones yet. But they don't exist
The
yet.
yet to be realised
That's right,
ones.
yes.
Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, okay. And obviously you always design together. Would you ever sort of design, you know, anything on your own?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. It brings good things to also the couple as like working couple or personal.
Sometimes they are practically, but there's always a little bit of input. You know, it's like asking a friend or anyone what they think, and maybe they make a good suggestion.
And then changes a little bit, yeah.
Or suggest what colour it should be. Even that sort of, you know,
Yeah,
working
it
together
tells
in a way,
how the
isn't it?
project is, yeah.